Hello, Gravy Timothy, and welcome back to Days of Madness, where the days just seem to never end. And we're back at it again for more Hearts of Iron 4 achievements, where we are actually getting through quite a lot now. We are currently 74 out of 171 achievements, which means we are officially less than 100 achievements away from being done. Although, the new DLC will probably be out before I finish this, which means there'll be even more achievements to do. But today, I think this will be a fun one, because we're playing China. Now, I know what you're saying. If you're doing 7 Days of Madness with historical AI focuses off, won't all the warlords rise up and try to kill you? Yeah, they definitely will. But here is a little tip that I have never done before that somebody left in the comments who told me that you can actually set some countries with historical AI focuses off to their historical paths and not disable achievements. Now, it doesn't really matter too much because we can't individually do all the warlords, but I guess we can put Communist China to historical so we don't have to worry about going to war with the Soviets at the start of the game. I could also do it with Manchukuo and put them on the path of staying with Japan, but I quite like the idea of getting them for free if they do break away. Also, please remember, we're trying to hit 760k subscribers by the end of the 7 Days of Madness. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, and then I'll do another 7 Days of Madness at some point. I actually thought of this. I might do a 7 Days of Modness where we check out some new mods. Okay, so for the achievement we are going for today, it is as China, Puppet, and then annex Yunnan and the Guangxi clique. And then we also have as China, reconquer all of China and Manchuria and force a Japanese surrender, which we might not be able to do because Japan might not go the historical route. But that one we will probably come back to. But for today, we're definitely getting Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Okay, now how we play is really going to depend on how Japan does. If they start going their historical route, we're just going to do a normal China game. If they don't, then we have a lot of freedom today. Okay, so it looks like Japan is actually going their historical path, which could either be good or for bad for us, but it does mean we do have the option of now getting the Japanese surrender event. So we're going to run down and get the subjugate the warlords as quickly as we can, because we do need Yunnan and Guangxi to make sure that they are puppets, or else they'll probably go further down their focus trees and try to overtake me. Yeah, also, here's a little tip. If you want to get yourself a non-aggression pact with Japan to give you a little bit more time, just put a little agent in them and do diplo pressure and then improve your relations if you need to, and boom, there you go. You've got yourself a little bit more time. Okay, did everyone except Zubidi-sama said no? Shanzi said no. Oh, Li Zongren said yes. Long Yun says yes. Sheng Shai says yes. Okay, so the only ones we didn't get was Zubidi-sama and Shanzi, which are conveniently the two most easiest to invade. Another cool focus that you should definitely do is rush down to get construction battalions over in the foreign investors part, because it just gives you a max 5 entrenchment plus 5, which is pretty handy. After grinding down Shanzi and Communist China, Japan has been able to get a non-aggression council on me for a while now, so they could go in, especially because they do have the war goal. I do have 248 army experience that I will be saving for my army reform, but I think we're in a good position. Yeah, so doing the army reform is going to give us way better of a starting hold against Japan than doing any doctrine per se. And then on top of that, I've also training up some good troops, quote-unquote good troops, that I'm mostly going to use to respond to any naval invasions, because right now my garrisons are all my puppet troops. And what a surprise, the Soviets have gone into a civil war, but actually more surprisingly, they've not ended up in Central Asia with it. Oh, and Ethiopia and the Soviet Union have once again made the best friends faction in the world. So it's 1938 now, almost 1939, and Japan has still not broken the non-aggression pact. So I think I'm gonna break it for them in a minute and just see if they'll come in. Oh, and wow, they actually won. We'll see if this leads to another giant Finland. Japan just cancelled it themselves, and I am very much ready. Okay, so we should have no problem at all with the Japanese invasion now. We just gotta make sure that I get any of the landings, and my elite troops should definitely have it covered. Every time a Japanese invasion lands, we need to make sure we kill it as soon as we can, because if they get on the port, it is not very good. Plus, every time Japan throws a senseless naval invasion down, that is more Japanese troops that won't be on the front line over here. Japan likes to do this funny thing at the moment where they just invade the coastline here, and it's led to 600,000 dead Japanese people. It's very funny. Oh, I haven't looked at Europe in a while. France is now Burgundy. So I really want to get an air force going so we can push Japan out here. And the UK and the US are sending me some fighters that I am just using to intercept. They don't do too well, but they are better than nothing. Okay, yep, I think we may have this one sorted. They did get Indochina there, but I'm not going to call these guys in. We're just going to let them sit down there, because it's not very fun to actually invade. Oh god, what the hell's going on in Europe? Democratic Germany, of course. And I'm assuming as well that India had their civil war and failed, and that's why I'm looking at Burma and Pakistan right now. I guess best part is we didn't even need to use any planes to get them to really die. They just sort of sent all their men to die in pointless naval invasions, which made this a lot easier. Thank you, Japan. Well, there you go. Peace has been won with the Japanese, and that should get us the achievement as well. So now all we need to do is conquer all core territory of China and Manchukuo. Does that count these ports down here? We're gonna find out. I thought I did get Xinjiang, but I guess I didn't, or they broke free. They must have, because they're not communist anymore, which is weird. These don't join anyone's faction. Will we get lucky? And will Japan say yes to becoming my subject? Probably no. Let's be real. It was not my lucky day today. Okay, there goes Xinjiang. Much better. And I just got my independence guaranteed by the UK and the US, so they really like that one. Also, when I do my integration of the Guangxi clique now, that should be the achievement. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms triggered, and we'll get one more down. Oh, there you go. I got both Awake and Angry and Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Nice. I guess you don't have to go ahead and get your ports back. That is a lot of brain hemorrhage not needed. Okay, taking a look back at Europe though, what the hell is currently going on? I thought maybe the USSR or the SSR in this scenario was allied with the French, but they're in the Balkan Federation of Socialist Republic. Excuse me? And the Russians are fighting once again the Central Powers, or the Central European Alliance, technically, because they're democratic. So the question is, now that China is unified, except for... Give me 1 second. Oh, now that China is unified, other than a few provinces that we will get. Maybe we'll get to that, you know. Where exactly do we fit into this world? I just realized they killed France. Now, just more nations to lock the game down, huh? Oh, I also guess the People's Republic of Spain kind of sneaked on in there, huh? I guess I could join the Allies if I get my democratic up, because they do really like me. And, no one else really likes me. You know, I think next time I'm going to put Germany on the historical path in the options, just so we don't get this cringe European alliance for like the 5th game in a row. Oh, and I think that might be it for Japan. Okay, don't mind me, just going to sneak on in and take Korea. Hopefully they don't join the Allies. Don't mind if I do. Oh yeah, I just realized that Mongolia's independent too. They might join the Soviets, but I don't mind fighting the Soviets, because I think they're gonna lose. Oh, and there goes Japan. Maybe I should have waited to do the dominate until they lost that war. And the Far Eastern Republic is here. Okay. Hello, Roman. I'm really not too sure about these borders. Why does Austria-Hungary just own part of Bulgaria now? Who thought that was a good idea in the peace conference? Kind of interesting that the UK straightway has a war goal on Japan again. It's just endlessly beat up Japan simulator. I would be on board with that, considering they have, you know, land I may want. But maybe if the Allies go back to war with them, I'll go to war with them too, and maybe get a bit more land. But until that moment, I must wait a very long time to get my declaration on Mongolia. Fun. Oh, I just realized France got beaten up so hard they got sent back to the vanilla focus tree. Yep, I knew it. Normal France has been gulagged down once again to the stupid island. This is just where the bad boys get sent in the Hoi 4 playthroughs nowadays. The Corfu Cooperative. Neither of you even own Corfu. That's the weirdest faction name I've ever seen. I'm coming with you! I immediately just got the event to peace out with them. No, not this time, Japan. Oh, nice. And I can get in the allies as well. Thank you very much, Churchill. I'm also killing Mongolia too. Forgot about that one. I guess we are also at war with Italy, who I completely forgot was in the game. Alright, so sadly I can't do the normal trick of power dropping because the AI is actually putting their planes over Japan right now, which is making the Japanese obviously put their planes up too. So I'm gonna have to finally commit and build my own planes. When we very just barely got that landing, but that is enough for us to roll on it. There we go. Not very nice when you're on the receiving end, is it, Japan? Now, that would be the end of the war, but unfortunately they did join the Italian faction, and hopefully our allies have that one covered. Now, I actually have so little points in that war that I can't even take Japan. You know what? Not even interesting. I've got my eye on a different prize. And that means that we now have another Japan, and this time I don't think the British are gonna declare war on them. Oh, sorry, we have two Japans. Don't forget about American Japan. And yeah, the Japanese fleet has definitely seen better days. They really have the gall to kick me from the faction? I know, we are pretty much done here. The only thing left to really do is see what happens with the Soviets. You know, I got a inkling that this is gonna get messy. I mean, it would be pretty funny if we could save them, but I don't think they can be saved, I'll be real with you. Although the casualties, the fact the Polish have lost 3 million, that's twice the amount Germany has lost. Oh yeah, the supply situation does not look very fun for either side. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be able to end this war. I couldn't get Mongolia in the peace deal, obviously. So I rejoined the allies. I went down my focus tree to get the one you get out of there, and I'm redeclaring war on them now, and I'm gonna take what's rightfully mine. Maybe I should throw the allies at war with the Germans, you know, just to see what happens. Sadly, as soon as I got the war goal, they kicked me out the faction again. Come on, love me. I guess they don't love me. Can't really be bothered to do the death war with the UK, but there you go. I took Hong Kong. I win. You lose, UK. Meh. Oh, I guess as I was sending my troops over, they got trapped in Iraq. How did that even happen? But yeah, there you go. That was our China game. I think it went very well, other than the UK backstabbing me for some unknown reason. And you know, I guess we could beat them, but then I have to go to the US, and I do have the Navy, but it's just not worth it. There's no achievement for us to get, so I'm gonna leave it off there. And you know, I have to say, I think I left the borders of China looking very nice. So if you enjoyed it, gravy Timothy's, make sure you leave a like, hit the subscribe button down below for more 7 Days of Madness. Just got a few days left now, so you best hit the sub button.